Na 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 na. Hello, lovely human. Thanks for joining me today for SMS, which is 7-minute soundbites, in which I offer an up to 7-minute long slice of life, piece of insight that I hope will either make you smile or reflect on things in your own life. So today I want to talk about feedback. And the word feedback itself brings to some people a little bit of anxiety because the minute somebody says to you, I've got some feedback to you, you generally expect something to come out that you're not going to want to hear. By the way, my cat has just joined us. Where are you, Bubbles? She's hiding behind me. And, a number of times feedback is offered in the spirit of, these are the areas that you need to improve on. And if you did this, things would be so much better for you. And of course, we all know that when we have done something or worked very hard towards something, that even the slightest criticism can feel like a physical blow. I want to tell you that over the years, I've got really good at not viewing criticism or even feedback in those terms. And even though sometimes when people, will say lots of positive things, maybe there's, 90% of the feedback is positive, and then there's that 10% that's, areas of improvement, or this is what you could do differently. It's funny how the attention goes immediately to that 10%, and we sort of almost disregard everything else that came before that, even though that was all very positive. To be fair, in my own experience, the 10% is where the real gold lies. And if we can simply pause, and whatever emotion we experience, that sting of feeling like somebody has not quite appreciated 100% what we have said or done or worked towards, once we've allowed that sting to be felt and acknowledged, then we can reflect on what's actually been said. And 9 times out of 10, there is something in there that we can take on board and make what we've done even better. So my experience has been to actually welcome that, negative feedback. I don't even want to call it negative, because it sort of puts a negative spin on it. I think to welcome balanced feedback from the people whose opinion I value, whose opinion matters, because we can't always see the things that we do or say objectively, because obviously, we're human, and we're not omniscient. We're not able to see things from everyone's perspective all of the time. So I think it's very helpful to do that. So bringing it back to this particular video series, which, as you know, is fairly new, so I'm learning as I go along. And there were a few things that I was really very clear on what I wanted this video series to be about. It had to be 7 minutes or less, because I think people's time is precious. I quite like the number 7. It's got lots of, significance in many, many different ways. I quite like the fact that it keeps me disciplined, because I do have a habit of waffling on. So this way I'm sort of mindful that I have to be very succinct. And I think that, in this age of things being very manufactured and edited, to some degree of perfection, I quite like the idea of not doing any of that. That to come in here with a topic or an idea, and then just let it flow, and whatever comes is going to be posted. So I don't do any editing. I don't sort of try and improve it in terms of cutting bits that I wish I hadn't said. But I got some lovely feedback, very positive, encouraging feedback from my dear friends, and I'm going to name them. Deepika, Rupa, thank you so much. I love you both so much. And Deepika suggested, she said, Ro, why don't you put some music at the beginning and end of each video? And my friend Rupa said to me, why don't you provide an introduction and context to what these videos are about? And at first I was like, well, it's only 7 minutes long and I don't think I have time for music, and it's a series, and so I don't want to waste people's time by every time telling them what the video is about. That was my first response. And then I sort of reflected on it and I thought, do you know what? I quite like the challenge of actually still managing to get my message in within the 7 minutes, and instead of me trying to sort of find a music track, that's not copyrighted, etc., why don't I just hum a track? And if you recognize it, put it in the comments. I want to know if I sang it well enough or hummed it well enough. And in terms of the introduction, of course, Rupa is absolutely right, because you may have stumbled upon this video. You haven't watched the introductory video about this series, so you don't know what it's about, and you're thinking, what is this about? So I hope that in my intro, I offered a tiny little intro on what this is about. And if you've enjoyed this, please give me your feedback, positive, negative, neutral, whatever it is, I welcome it. And I wish you a wonderful day, and look forward to having you join me again very soon. And let me know if you recognize that song. Thank you for watching, and have an amazing day. Bye bye for now.